What's up guys, JM here. Today we'll be covering Chapter 31 of Arc 5. Chapter 30 ended with Garfield crying in Mimi's arms. Chapter 31 takes place the next morning, with Garfield and Mimi walking the streets. Garfield was embarrassed that he had fallen asleep in Mimi's arms and had cried like a baby. They were woken up by the owner of the rooftop that they were sleeping on and quickly left embarrassed by what happened. Mimi, smiling, turns to Garfield. Do you feel better? You could say something like that. It's like that, right? Yeah, like that. Garfield was a bit surprised that Mimi had confessed her feelings for him last night. Before he could dwell on it any longer, he's interrupted by Mimi. Well, what should we do this morning? Go to your mother and see her? Wait, why would we go see her? Because Rayla is Garf's mother, shouldn't she know that as well? This midget really can't read between the lines. Garfield tells Mimi it's okay and that there's no need to tell her. Garfield considers letting his sister know and asking her for advice on the situation. Mimi then begins talking about her family. Her parents went to go get milk and never came back, so she never met them. But both her and her brothers were picked up by Ricardo one day, so he's basically family, along with Anastasia. Mimi then changes the topic by turning her attention to the dessert that she was given last night. She offers some to Garfield. They happily begin eating until... Hello, is this okay? Can everyone hear? Meet creatures who can hear. Good for you. Meet creatures who can't. Go fester and die. That would be a huge help. Garfield and Mimi are visibly confused and listen to the vile person on the radio. The person on the radio continues on with their speech. They end their speech by introducing themselves as the Synarch Bishop of Lust, Capella. After hearing the broadcast, Garfield was forced to make a series of choices. Several panicked citizens were trying to convince Garfield and Mimi to go into a shelter, but they refused as they still had to reunite with their factions. Before they could leave, Garfield was interrupted by Rayla, who called to him. Garfield, still feeling pain at seeing his mother, was relieved to see that she was okay. Confirming her safety, he begins to leave to go to Amelia's side, as he promised Subaru that he would protect Amelia and fight in her name. But before he could do that, Rayla called him again. Wait, Mr. Gorgeous, have you seen my children yet? They're not here. Garfield froze. He quickly scanned his surroundings looking for his half-siblings but couldn't find any of them. Even my husband. No, never mind. What is it? My amazing self will be bothered if you try to hide anything. The broadcast came from the city hall where my husband works, so today when something happened there. Garfield was unsure of what to do. He knew he had to go to Subaru and the other side, but he couldn't just abandon his mom and her new family. While Garfield was lost in thought, Rayla breaks the silence by apologizing for bothering him as her family was most likely safe. Rayla had a weak smile on her face. It was obvious that she was very worried. Garfield turns to Rayla. He tells her not to worry as he'll make sure that her family is safe. Garfield tells Mimi to go back as this is not her problem. Mimi, being the simp that she is, refuses and demands to go with him. Garfield sighs and gives up on trying to convince Mimi otherwise. Garfield and Mimi begin to follow the scent of the siblings. By tracking their scent, they were able to confirm that they had gone to the park to see the songstress. The problem is that if Garfield goes to the park, he's increasing the chances of Garrick dying. Mimi turns to Garfield for a decision. Garfield knows how dangerous the city hall is, but he could not run away in fear. Garfield tells Mimi that they will go check the status of the city hall first. The duo arrive at the city hall and see no cultists or guards. Mimi tells Garfield that something feels off as she holds on to him. Garfield is annoyed by Mimi being scared and decides to leap out from their hiding spot. Mimi screams Garfield's name. Garfield was confused on why she was screaming his name until he saw a blade coming his way. Garfield barely dodges the attack. If it weren't for Mimi's warning cry, he would have been dead. In front of Garfield, two figures appeared, a giant man with large swords in each hand, the other was a slender woman holding a long sword. Both were wearing black masks, making it impossible for Garfield to confirm their identities. Garfield smiles and is ready to fight the two with Mimi at his side. Mimi, who had caught up, begs Garfield not to fight them as they don't stand a chance. Garfield tells Mimi that even if they tried to run, they wouldn't be able to outrun them. Mimi suggests just hitting them once and then running away. Garfield bit his lip as he knew that Mimi was right. Garfield tells Mimi that they will go with her plan. Garfield and Mimi then leap at the two hooded figures. Garfield attacks the woman while Mimi attacks the giant. Garfield blocks the woman's sword with the shield on his right wrist. Garfield then kicks her, sending her flying. Mimi was dodging the giant's attacks with ease. She was just about to exit the square. Garfield was about to take out the woman until he heard loud footsteps come from behind. It was none other than the giant. The giant swings at Garfield. He blocks the attack with the shield on his left wrist. While he was holding off the giant, the woman got back up and charged at him. Garfield was able to block her attack with his other shield, but now he was sandwiched between the two. They begin swinging at Garfield without mercy, but he's able to block each attack. Garfield knew if this kept up, he would eventually be overwhelmed. Garfield begins to change into a tiger and tries to tear through the giant. The giant blocks his attack, surprising Garfield. The woman charges in for the final blow, until... Hold on a second. A blue magic barrier surrounded Garfield, stopping the woman's attack. If it weren't for Mimi, Garfield would have been sliced in two. Garf, we were supposed to flee right away. Garfield continues to fight the giant. The woman had left his field of vision. He takes a quick glance at Mimi, but she wasn't there. Instead, there was a red line soaring through the sky. Midget? Garfield ran to Mimi and picked her up. He started to leap from building to building. Garfield checked behind to make sure he wasn't being followed. It seemed the giant and the woman only had interest in protecting the city hall. Once they had gotten a decent distance away, Garfield put Mimi down to check her injuries. She had a large wound on her chest. Blood was spilling out with no end. Garfield, who could use healing magic, knew that he couldn't heal fatal injuries but hoped he would be able to do something at least. But Garfield's healing wasn't closing Mimi's wound. No, no, no. Close, close, close. Heal, 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 heal. Garfield began sprinting, looking for someone that could heal Mimi's wound. Garfield saw his shelter and ran in with the dying Mimi in his arms. Garfield? In front of Garfield was his ray of light, Natsuki Subaru. Subaru calls for Ferris. Ferris prepares a bed for Mimi and begins healing her. Although I can't say that this went well, you did a great job bringing her to Ferris. Thanks to you, this child can be saved. Thanks to me? No, he was wrong. It was because of Garfield that Mimi was severely hurt. Garfield was then interrupted by Subaru. Ferris, what happened? Why? The wounds, they won't heal. If it goes on like this, I don't know if I can save her. And that sums up chapter 31 of Arc 5. I guess Tappei really likes seeing Garfield suffer. First seeing his mom and her new family, then Mimi's on the verge of death. Hopefully things will get better for him soon. Although, it's not looking good for Mimi, as for some reason Ferris can't heal her. Perhaps she's been affected by some magic or curse that nullifies healing magic. If Ferris can't heal Mimi, then she's royally screwed. Let me know if you guys have any theories, predictions, or thoughts about the chapter or going forward in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of the comments, then responding to and discussing 3 to 5 comments in the next video. Now to get into 3 comments of the last video. The first comment comes in from Otaku Sijin. They wrote, "What a coincidence, I just caught up to your last one. I really appreciate the time and effort you put into summarizing these long chapters because I get to follow this interesting story while doing something else on the side. Your humor and extra input with reviews and theories make me feel like I connect with the series and community more, which increases the enjoyability for someone who doesn't like reading much. One last thing, do you plan on continuing these in the long term, like going through Arc 6 and 7? I'll be happily anticipating more of these summaries, but do prioritize yourself. Thank you. I really appreciate the kind comments you and many others have left. It makes making the summaries worth it. I'm glad that I'm able to let you guys experience the ReZero story, and as of right now, I do plan on doing Arc 6 and onward." The second comment comes in from Andre. They wrote, "During these chapters, Garfield has been learning a bit about the hell Subaru told him about in Arc 4. Great video as always, man." Thank you, Andre. Yeah, Garfield really is getting a taste of the hell that Subaru has been going through. The final comment comes in from Nora. They wrote, "When do you think we will get the Isekai Owl bombshell in the anime? Arc 5, 7, or maybe even never?" It will 100% be in Arc 7. Al is too important of a character for that reveal to not happen. With that being said, thank you so much for the support as always. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.